Morning. So I'm parked more or less at Bowden Bridge, which is the car park itself is just coming up. But for midweek, I've had to park right up yonder. The Bowden Bridge car park, heading up this road, up the steep cobbles to Kinder Reservoir, up William Clough, and then sort of on to Kinder, but I'm not going up the steep cobble steps on the west hand flank. I'm going down the front of it on the south side to a alleged bit of debris of a Bell Jet Ranger Helicopter, which I've recently become aware of. So I'm going to have a quick look for that. I've got a set of coordinates, but I don't know how accurate they are or anything. And then depending on terrain, getting back up onto the top, I'll either backtrack to the steep path going up the side, or I'll carry on to intersect Sandy Haze. If I do backtrack to the actual west flank, then I'll just kick onto the north face briefly, and then come across the top of the plateau and pick up the top section of the Sabres X, back to the path around to Kinder Downfall, around to Redbrook, down off the face of Redbrook, which cuts down diagonally to Cluther Rocks, divert in and pick up the Dogstone, and then just make my way, loop back down. I think it's about 8 miles. It was fairly spontaneous, so I didn't sort of pay too much attention measuring it. It was just a case of see if I can find this apparently small piece of debris for this helicopter, and then make it up from there really. And usually the path goes down to the wood on that side, but you sort of can just cut up this piece here. Here's the steep cobbles. So can I get up this in one? So it begins. So that path takes you up. There's an old shooting cabin up there. It's normally locked, though you can't access it. You can go up there, go around the back, and it brings you up Burnt Hill and Mill Hill. We're going that way, which is along the side of Kinder Reservoir here. Looks like the downfall's flowing, but for the moment, as I head in up towards the base of William Clough. Yeah, what we have here is a bit of a mud fest. Just wonders for your tread. I'll leave the camera on in case I go ass over tit, because you can't, if you don't film it, it didn't happen. Okay, don't get complacent, because when you think you're out of it is when you go down. If you're going this way, it splits 3 ways. You can either go the way I'm going, which is up William Clough, the site of the mass trespass and all that. You can cross the bridge and go up that steep side there. That meanders about, goes up there, if you can see it on thing, but it brings you out on top of there, which is Sandy Haze. Or you can cut along here, which takes you around the shoreline, and follow it round. So there's that wood where they do wild camping. A few nice little waterfalls down there, but it takes you to the base of Redbrook Scramble, or to the base of Kinder Downfall, or if you climb up the side on the left hand side, and from that point of view we'll put you out to Mermaid's Pool. We'll see all that when we're up there. So it's still raining at the moment. I think it were forecast for a bit of a shower this morning, and then drying up and sun coming out, so hopefully the first bit being accurate means the second bit will be accurate as well. I can tell I've not done one for a while. I mean, William Clough isn't the hardest route up by a long shot, but I certainly know I'm doing it. and I'm not there yet. That just gets me to top of William Clough, and then I've got to get up Kinder. That's the advantage to walking up a bit of a stream. It cleans your boots, tread off, ready for the so you get a fresh start on the next muddy section. You're not already starting from a clogged up tread. You should sort of clean them out on the way. Kinder Reservoir, William Clough. Yeah, rain stopped, but it's a bit blowy. That's the staircase that goes up the west end. That's the west end of Kinder Scout. So that's a mission to get up there in one go. I doubt I'd do that today, especially if I was after doing that one. If you go around that shoulder, probably about half a mile, it brings you to the bottom sections of the two Sabres. That's William Clough. I've just come up. Kinder Reservoir, Mount Famine, South Head, Kinder Low End. Yeah, the two Sabres. We're going to the top sections probably. There's about 9 or 10 debris pools all across the plateau, and then it carries on into the valley floor on this face. So what you do is just curl around the side here, follow it round, and you'll see them. There's quite a bit of debris, wheels, wings, jet engines, and so on. And then say the rest is on the top. So the top sections, in theory, I'm going to. So I've just got to weigh up this helicopter bit. It's only about 300 metres down the face, but depends how challenging that looks. I'll go to looking at when I get to right contour. But this is usually where you can start your little challenge. Set your stopwatch from this first step and see if you can get up to the cairn in one go. I didn't film like a prat. There's the crossroads of the Pennine Way, so the flank path goes up that shoulder there and the cairn's on top, so that's the south path of Kinder. So I've come part way up the path, up the staircase, and then I broke off, I think at 527 metres ballpark. There is a path what sort of comes along. Just make your way along it. You see like a big rock outcrop on its own there, just around that corner, and just off to your left, probably about another 30 metres, is a small little plate section of allegedly the Bell helicopter. But I took photos, but I didn't think to film for. Yeah, so that's that, but there's no real way out. You know, not going up that. I'm not I know my levels or my skill set, and that's way above it. So head back, cut over to the staircase again, up to the top. I'll then break over north and come back across the plateau for the Sabres top sections, and then carry on. Just here should be the staircase of doom. Yeah, there's a couple of paths what break off. I went off just the one below me, but there's one here as well at 532 metres. They're not far from the bottom of the trail, bottom of the path. As you're coming up, look off to your left coming down, or right coming up, and you should see a bit of a path, and that pretty much takes you over below the main cliff face and to that small section of helicopter allegedly. The only way is up, not too far from the cairn. Should come into view very shortly. Cairn's just over there. We're going to try and get behind it for a bit of shelter, but not a chance. So wind's coming from behind me, so when I get around this side a little bit, it might kill the wind. Good grief, that certainly made a difference. It Winds dropped quite dramatically. Oh, that's Mill Hill, and there's the two Liberators. And so when I was down there on the crossroads area, so you come around the flank, so you just come along here, you can sort of see flagging. It's a little bit boggy, but not too dramatic. And then just around that area there where the colour changes, there's various debris, wings, undercarriage, such like that. But then there's a jet engine cowling and stuff in the little gully, and there's a bit more on the crease of the hill a bit further round. You go across that river there, and there's another 2 or 3 sections. There's like a buried engine and a few other bits and bobs on the north side at the moment. I've just got to go across here probably another 200 metres, and then I'll break off into the moor, the other side of that rock outcrop, and so then there's the rest of the Sabres. There's about 9 or 10 sort of debris pools running all the way across the plateau back to the south path, which is what I'll pick up and carry on. Certainly got a bit blowy up here. What that is, that's sandy haze. So from the end of the reservoir where that bridge was, what I built earlier, that's the second path up. I went up William Clough, where it's sandy haze. So I could bug out that way, pretend back down to the reservoir path. But I say I'm going along around that corner, kind of down towards the end of that gully, and then along there, that's Redbrook. And then I'm going to break down the side of that, which is Cluther Rocks, into there where that wall is, and then up and then down that field on the other side of that tree line and back. I don't know if you heard any of that because of wind. Just off to my right in a minute, I think. Should be Mermaid's Pool. Down there, Mermaid's Pool. There's no real easy way to get to that. You sort of come over the valley bottom, but it's still a bit of a fettle about to get to it. You can go down to it. When I've been to it before, I came along the bottom and then climbed up the side to it, and then I came out this way, and that was a mission on its own. Trying to get out, it don't look that bad, but it's not a friendly route. There's no real paths to it. It's quite windy. I'm just trying to debate if it's coming the right way. It is sort of coming from behind me. If it were more coming the other way, then we might get downfall going backwards, but we shall see. It looked like it was flowing earlier on. If it's southwesterly, it is quite strong, so you might get a bit of blowback. The downfall doing a bit of a rough fall. Normally you go up on the high path there, it takes you around, so it carries on down to Kinderlow and Kinderlow Trig and everything. Now I'm just going to take one of these right hand paths, which I think both sort of descend the hill. I'm just going to find the one I want that's more convenient to me. We'll get out the wind a little bit though, that's a bonus. I'll take bag off 5 minutes, finish my cup of tea, and just have a quick look at the map just to make sure I am on the right path, which I pretty much am assured I am, but I'll get a go to looking at. Oh, path I want is actually below me, about 20 metres. From memory, unless there's a bit like a bit of flagging here what might do me, but I need to break off to my right at some point. So I'll take this, hopefully it's descending, and I should be able to get an overview of where I need to be. But this is going the right way at the moment, mainly down. I've got to get down to that wall down there. This path goes down. I need to see if there's a fork or whether, yeah, I think I remember that rock, I think. You know, like you do. Yeah, that looks familiar, different to that one. But I think the path goes down there and then it drops me down over yonder. Looks like there might be a bit of a path coming across which I'll intersect. So we shall persist with this one for the moment, and I'll get a closer look at it again when I get to a junction. I've just come down a bit of a path down here. The path I've been up before is that one that takes you into the Clough itself, so that's just dropped me down, intersected nearly the path I want. So yeah, over to that rock, and I think it goes downhill to my right. Go down here, probably about half a mile maybe, and then find a decent place to sort of break off. But it's a bit rough and ready, like 1,000 boulders and various sort of traps down the side of them and things, and, you know, holes and everything to fall in and break your ankles and such like, which is probably not the best place to do it. It's not that well trafficked. Going through the middle of Cluther Rocks. I've got to find a reasonable place to break off. The Dugstone is down there somewhere, but it's a case of finding a strategic place to go for it. What could possibly go wrong? Rough terrain you really need to keep your eye on. GoPro in one hand, map in other. Watching out for big daft holes like that. In the meantime, yeah, great big craters. You seriously need to watch where you're walking. Millstone. Aha. I think what we have here, yep, is the Dugstone. Variant of the Pigpen Cypher. Take a few photos, mark its position for sure, and then I've got to head back down there. There's a path goes through that. I've got to go along that wall, or get up. Either I've got to go that way and intersect the path again I came off of up there, go over there and find it, or break my way down to the wall and go along the wall to the stile, which I think basically is just there, so not that far away. It's just a mission to get to. So here we are, the Dugstone, one rock in a field of 5,000 rocks, but we found it, so bonus. Right, just on my way down from the Dugstone. Can you see it? No, me neither. Even when you stood next to it. They have a bit of a job. But, following a bit of flagging, but you have to watch where you're going. It's all taking me in the right direction so far, so I shall take advantage of it while it does. But there should be a trail taking me down to the corner of that wood down there, so that's what we're playing with now. And it's all downhill, and it's all back from here, so down to the wood, around the outside of it, the far side, and then drops into the reservoir, and pretty much home. because that's the style I was actually aiming for, because that's the bottom of the path. If you go up that way, it takes you up past where I broke off to go over there, so it takes you up to them big rocks up there, sort of meanders around and up. So that's the bottom of that now, and now here's the trail what takes me down to the woods. It might be a bit slush fast in places, but no, we can't handle a river crossing. A couple of stepping stones, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then we join on to a path I've done previously. Got the rest of the way back. Yeah, I definitely need the stones. It's I could probably jump down there, but it's a bit deep. A bit of sort of up and over around the side of this wood. And down through Cluther Rocks. And just down to this field here, so dug stones in the middle of that lot. And then off along the edge over to Redbrook and Kinder. But now we're at the side of the woodland, and this track basically just stays along the outskirts of it. It's sloppy in places still. The reservoir looks to be below me. I think the end of the tree line's just over the crest, down the side of a bank to get to the tarmac. Get out the mud, sort of clay stuff, so it sort of sticks in your tread and it just accumulates. Keep standing in streams when I pass them to clear it a bit, but then it's back in again, so it's all downhill from here. That's the end of the tree line. There's Kinder Reservoir, down wall, water management place. Gates in better days. Access road now down to Bowden Bridge car park. Alright, we're getting there. Oh, I just noticed running water down the street, so take advantage of that. No, that's the close of the loop. I've got a bit further to go down the service road to get back to Bowden Bridge car park, and then a bit further to get to the car. So now we're back at Bowden Bridge car park. So just around this corner, the dog should be able to see the rabbit. Oh, this road was full of cars this morning. Still can't see mine yet. You just see roof of one, I presume that's it. Whoop whoop, seat car from here. I say all that was full. On the watch, 8.72 miles on the new Garmin 67, which I'm not sure if I'm liking or not. Uh, 14 kilometres, 13.99 kilometres, 14, 5 hours 49 minutes.